I said no. I said it's impossible. I said it when he left the United States for over 9 years. And now it's been 13 years. We just got him in. This video is about exactly what went down and how we did it and how he is now back in the United States as a lawful permanent resident. This is going down into the books as the craziest case of all time, because how do you prove somebody did not abandon their residency? Hi everyone, my name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Tsang and Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So I have here the entire file. All right, check this out. It's over 500 pages. Most of the time, it's about 200 pages. This case, it was 500 because I was adamant. We need to prove every single year why you were gone, why you were not in the United States. From 2021 till now, right? You left the United States, you started an entire life abroad. Why didn't you come back? Not even once, not even once. You were out. Other people with tourist visas visit the United States more than once a year. But this guy started a family, was abroad, became a director of a major company. All of these things just never came to the US. Why? I was really upfront right in the beginning. Like 4 years out of the country is already a hard case. 5 years, 6 years was nearly impossible pre-COVID. 9 years, 11 years was miracle case. You are far beyond that, right? The previous case that we did that really, set the standard was this lady from India, and she was in a car accident and she was hospitalized for almost a decade. And she has doctors traveling with her to show that she could not move, so let alone get on the plane. You definitely could move. You are well and healthy, so why didn't you come back? How is the US your home? And why were you out temporarily? We worked on preparing this packet more than a year, just documenting and explaining why the US is their home. So the first page, from 2011 to the present, every single year we documented why. So the first year it was because he had a major project that he had to be sent abroad. And the thing about projects is they're never permanent, and that's a good thing, right? For cases like this, you want to demonstrate that the reason abroad was for a temporary nature, and then that project he was able to execute so successfully that it became another project. And that just went on and on and on. But we had to show every single time it was beyond his control. He works for a major US company stationed abroad. It's not his intention, to be so successful. He wants the company to be successful. He always wanted to come back, but he couldn't. And then, of course, COVID hit, people got sick, and things continued. So, 11 years, 12 years, it's a long time, but when you break it down by year and when major things are happening, life moves extremely fast. And the good thing about this case is every time we hit a bottleneck and we said, doesn't seem believable, do you have more? He was able to get more. Like, as an executive himself, he knows how to get paperwork done. And that's how we got all of this information. All the tax returns, right? He never failed once to file a tax return. And think about that. So many people in the US as citizens fail to file taxes or don't pay taxes or try to find loopholes to not pay taxes. But this person is an executive, does everything by the books and has all of these material. Social security, retirement plans, stock benefits. There's so many things within their, mostly business related, but very much rooted in the United States. Maybe it's not the traditional home ties with regards to family, a pet, library card, a home, a Netflix account, which we use for other clients. But this person is very much tied to the company. All the project initiatives, the reason why he had to be abroad was because of the US company. And this US company is very much rooted in the United States, an S&P 500 company, super important. This was such a unique case because most of the time we really demonstrate on a humanitarian front why somebody was out for so long. Oh, there was a sickness, somebody fell ill, mother passed away, uncle passed away. Like a lot of heartfelt situations why you couldn't come back for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But this was the business reason, and so we couldn't use the family reason, and we shouldn't. And so we focused in on the business reason, prepared everything, got letter of recommendation, got all of these documents to demonstrate why he had to come back to the US now, the urgency of why he needed to come back now. So prepared everything, documented it well. I went down to see the officer. Okay, this is after a year of preparation, by the way. Having 500 pages, I went down to see the officer. And the officer said, nope, it's too long. Yes, we understand the application. Yes, we understand the reason, but we're really sorry. I cannot just say welcome to the United States. So of course, that's very disheartening. I spoke with the client, look, we tried. I went down, I explained everything, we brought everything, you know, it might not work. The law's on your side, you could still get paroled in. Are you willing to do it? You know, but I mean, no pressure because I know it's extremely risky. The client was like, we have to. I mean, we've come this far. We knew the risks, and we have to do it. So the client decided to embark on this journey. And we're not talking about it's like an easy journey. I mean, you're flying from Asia. It's like a 15-hour flight. You get to Mexico City, and then you have to prepare everything, and then you have to get into Tijuana, and then you get off, and then I go down again. So many things were on the line. The entire U.S. project initiatives was hanging in the balance because if this person couldn't get in and couldn't come in as a lawful permanent resident, can they work? Will they pass through the I-9 verification? So many partners were questioning whether or not it would succeed. And of course, every person they talked to that deals with this all said, no, it's impossible. If you've been out for too long without a reentry permit, your green card could get confiscated. It was just so difficult. And so everybody was paying attention on whether or not it was gonna work. And it was like a 4-day journey, traveling to Asia, leaving everything behind and trying to venture on this new frontier. I went down, I picked up the client, and we rehearsed everything. What to wear on top, what to wear on the bottom. Don't wear sandals, get a clean shave, look fresh. When you see the officers, what to say and how to present your case and preparing everything. When we saw the officer, we presented the green card. The whole process lasted less than 5 minutes. It was a quick exchange. Why were you out? Where are you going? Who are you? What do you do? In presenting everything, the officer looked at everything, looked through the system and said, welcome to the United States. It was unbelievable. The client was ecstatic. He did not believe everything could happen that smoothly, especially for like a year we've been saying it's impossible. And for a year we've been prepping that it was gonna go through trial. If you're pressing me scientifically, why? How did you succeed? What was the exact legal ninja maneuver that worked? I can't tell you. I can't tell you if it's because the way we were dressed. I can't tell you if it's because of the business card that we were able to present. I don't know if it's because of the 500 pages we prepared. All I know is that it worked. And all I know is that in preparation and this year-long journey and everything that we did worked. And whatever it is, I don't know exactly which one it worked, but this entire process culminated so that it worked. It could be one thing, it could be everything. But the point is we did our absolute best preparing as if we're going to the Supreme Court to make this argument, whether or not somebody, a green card holder who left the United States for over a decade, actually abandoned their green card or not. And now the client is in the United States, working for the company, leading the initiative, and making the United States stronger economically. This is a wonderful story, and I just want to compliment the client for having faith. And what is faith, right? Faith is believing in the unseen, and the reward of faith is seeing what you believe. The client throughout this entire journey had the confidence, had the faith, had the hope that it will succeed. We, the attorneys, the law office, the people doing it, the printing everything out, the people writing, the people communicating, the officer reviewing, this entire process, every single person said no, but they still took the risk. And in that small window of opportunity, that destiny and fate merged and we came in successfully. I don't know if I could ever do a case like this ever again. I don't know if I ever will. I don't know if there's ever another fact pattern that will be just like this. But whatever it is, and whatever situation anybody's in, be bold, have faith. If you can take the worst, take the risk. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care.